Now that we're back on schedule, we look at speed runs, and we're going to do a new game in this one. My favorite game in the X series, kind of fitting. My favorite game in the X series is also my favorite game, at least number wise, in the Classic Series 4. The first Mega Man X game that I ever played. Just throwing that out there. But we're going to start with X, and we're going to try to master X, and we'll see how things go over the long run. So this is the first actual run quote of the game. It's kind of cold turkey, a little bit of practice, but not so bad. So if you notice, the one big difference with the splits in the X, at least in this game, you've got two parts for each stage as opposed to just one stage, so it's a little bit different. The cool thing is, you saw in the intro part, we're able to get a full heal after completing a section, which is kind of nice. Also, there are hearts in the X series to grow your increase the max health. Big deal. You can see there's also the armors, different parts. So this is the first one we come across, and very stupidly, I did not actually go in there. So I had to go back and grab it after making a dumb mistake. And it's not easy to get down from there, so cost of lives. You can see Mr. Owl definitely taking some lives off the docket here. Cool thing is you don't have to replay the entire stage, only parts. And you can also hit this boss off screen, which is huge. So it took 6 tries, but we get by Owl. Going to Dragoon stage, not one that's particularly hard. That jump though, took a couple of tries, don't want to admit to how many, but breaking through eventually. Gotta remember, it's a fully charged. As you see, we're eventually going to figure that out here. And we get the next part of the armor, the body. Really the important one, to drop the damage that you take. And for the first time fighting Dragoon, we'll go ahead and just use the ride armor. You can see it's not the most difficult fight. It takes a little bit longer, but you definitely will not die. So that's kind of nice. The mid boss, General, will work on or Colonel, sorry, will work on the spacing here, but you can see here, if you get right in front of him, you don't take damage. That's huge, especially because you fight him multiple times in this game. So knowing that and being able to master that is huge, especially getting that first armor. You get the 4 charge shots, so you can do really quick damage to him. Then you got Jet Stingray stage. This took a couple of tries. We did get the heart. Again, another stage, I don't want to admit to how many tries it took. But again, this is a big reason why that first armor piece is important. Look at that, the 4 charge shots under the health bar. So the way it works, if you didn't know, is you get 4, you charge it, and you can charge up to 4. So it just takes less time. You're able to get more damage. This boss is a tough one. It's not necessarily tough to beat. The thing is, you can skip him, and it's a work in progress to get that down. I tried, struggled with it, but it's not necessarily a difficult boss fight. Cyber Peacock stage. Big thing about the yellow balls or the orbs, if you can get through the section in a timely manner and not take damage, you get S rank. So you need to get 1 for the heart, so that's important. And the next one is also important because of the E-Tank, and you know how I am about E-Tanks in Mega Man games. I try to avoid getting them, but it's a little extra time for the insurance. Sometimes it's nice. You can see we're able to grab it on this run, so not really difficult. Colonel again. We take the other approach to fighting him, which is actually quicker, but we die. And we go back to Old Faithful, just going with the charge shots again. This is why you get it. And then he busted out a move that I was totally unprepared for, did not even remember that move was a thing. So I almost caught a nasty death from that, but that's why you fight from a distance. Time to recover. Also, another tough fight was double. I did die the first time facing him, as we just went for just straight up damage. Stage is really fast. Getting to him is easy. He's right there. Also, something that some people don't know, if you play Zero, instead of fighting double, you fight Iris here. So it's a different boss fight altogether. Here, not so bad. General is actually really easy. He's huge, but he has a small hitbox. That move will hit him though. Very easy. Thing is, you only get so many of them. It's the charge weapon shot. And then after that, again, Old Faithful. Dash jumping off the wall and trying to hit him with those charge shots. So you do a pretty decent job of it. But we get through. Next up, the boss rush. So I just want to show you something here. After fighting Magma with the right arm, you can see how it is fighting him with a Cyclone. Also, the difference in damage between a charge shot, which obviously takes more ammo, and a regular shot. So depending on how much ammo you have, things can go a lot faster. And then of course we get to the ultimate antagonist of the game, as always, Sigma. Maybe not as always, but he tends to have his hands in things. It's a 3-phase fight. First phase, super easy. Boom. Second phase, I always mess up the first part. You have to get him to throw his scythe into the wall, not into the ground. Because when you throw it into the wall, like that, goes across, you can see how much damage you can hit him with. It's very easy, it's hard to be hit. Also, for those of you that didn't know, the scythe. This is where I got my my cheer reward is from that. That's the reason that I do it. I'm a big Mega Man X4 fan. So if anyone ever wondered like where I got that from, it's not necessarily because of the graveyard. Technically in a way it is, but it's also paying homage to Sigma, my favorite X game. And then you can see the final form. So there's interesting parts to this fight. One, there are 2 different forms actually of this. So you can see this form with the gun has a life bar, and the other form, the face on the ground, also has a life bar. So you have to knock both out. They also have multiple attacks. This one is annoying. I really do struggle with it because you can trigger where it tries to blow you into the spikes on the wall, which is what you want. That one is just basically a damage eater. It takes time. This one, as you can see, much easier. But ultimately, it's a very timely battle, the way I fought it. But we're able to get through. You can see the heads, each head has a different attack. And then you see the head on the left. That's what you want him to do. Not where he has the other face, the other 2 heads up. You want that one. Because you can just dash into him. If you have the charge shots, you can hit him. Boom. Easy peasy. As you can see, we're done. Sigma defeated. The actual timing on this game ending is a little bit different. It's when you lose control of X, which is when you signal General right here. Split a little late. You can see 2 hours, 1 minute, and 31 seconds. Clearly the next run will be faster. But hey, you have to start somewhere, right?